update interview today. I am in the Pagoda in Reading, Pennsylvania, where I just finished a yoga class with Doug Hayward, the owner of the studio.
Yoga in State College.
Yoga in State College, Pennsylvania, where we first met when I was in college, actually.
Well, you went to Penn State and came to the White Building.
Went to Penn State, all that good stuff. So we have a bit of a history together, and we just finished an awesome yoga class in the Pagoda, where he brought along this lovely instrument that he is going to share a little bit more information about with us today, and I'm really excited to learn what it's about. We used it in class to go over the sounds, the Bija sounds.
Bija mantras.
The mantras for our chakra class. So do you want to tell us a little bit more about this?
Well, I was influenced by Krishna Das. I went to a couple of kirtans and really enjoyed, his music, and so I wanted to, attempt to reproduce it somewhat, but I saw a harmonium and figured, oh, that's a little too complex for me. I wanted to stay simpler. So I wondered how I could do that and still get kind of like the sound out of a harmonium. And so I did a little bit of internet searching and found this thing called a Shruti Box, okay, which is another name for the instrument of the angels. And when you hear it, you kind of like, makes like a neat little sound that would allow one to introspect into a state of meditation. A little bit easier maybe than normal, kind of like just listening to the sound in and of itself could bring you into a state of stillness, which allows that meditative experience to flourish, I suppose would be a good word to say it. And so what I can do is, like I put it to a piano, and for each of the openings to give a note out to know what it was so that I knew how to use it when I started using it, and then found out that these mantras, which are referred to as Bija mantras, line up with the energy centers going from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. And those energy centers have like little vibrations that if you feel or listen, to that area of your body, you can actually feel, those little vibrations that are a little bit different going up through the spine. And so see what happens. Like I'll go through it. For example, you would start like at the third eye, right in here with Om, and we'll see what happens. So, for example, that might be like a Om. And you can say that too, right? Can you say that?
I can.
Om. And this can take you on a little journey. Then so, for example, we start at the third eye and then working through the energy system called chakras, we might go down to the base of the spine, the root, and to get that vibration, we just close off like the top C, and so it's still a C chord, which lines up with the Lam Bija mantra, Lam Bija mantra, and if you actually are doing this along, you might just like get a sensation at the very base of the spine near the floor, the very base of the tailbone with Lam. So you see, it's kind of like monotonal, not a whole lot fancy going on, but just kind of like a really neat sound that actually, it kind of like stimulates the nervous system, if you will, inside the body. So then we were at the root chakra, the Muladhara, and now we're going to kind of like work our way up, and it kind of like goes through like the do, re, mi kind of thing. We might skip a couple notes, but next we'll move up to the what's referred to as the sacrum, the sacral chakra. And what may stimulate for you the vibration in that area is the sound of VUM, okay? And so I had to mark the Shruti box with those areas that I knew what key to open because of my lack of musical inclination. You know, it just kind of like made it simple for me if I just marked them. Yeah. So if I was teaching a class and then just coming off of a posture or a pranayama or something like that, and then had to shoot over, you know, to the Shruti box, then I know, okay, well, I just set that in place, right, and VUM will come out. Okay, so let's see if that's true. And you can see it's like a slow drone, so at the very end, for example, if you're lying down, like in the class that we did today, we did some sitting down and lying down. Did that have any, which of the two had more impact, I would say? Were either one, or would both the sitting and the lying down have an impact on you today?
I think sitting, because it was a little bit more stimulating, whereas lying down is very restful for me, so
okay,
sitting was a little bit more, yeah.
So good. Well, like when you were lying down, did it maybe like close you out and put you towards more of a sleep state?
Exactly. That's what always happens.
So it would be a great thing for insomniacs to have beside their bed, just like get one of these little boxes.
Right. Exactly. There you go.
So now we're going to work our way up. Okay, we were at the area of the sacrum. Okay, and now we're going to work up, you know, to what I call Manipura, belly area, the solar plexus, you know, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And it's the name, the word is rum. Okay, and this is kind of like what it sounds like. And then you can find out, like if you're following along on the interview and you're enjoying this, then you can just kind of do some rums with us or see what happens. See if you get the vibration in the area of the solar plexus.
Yeah.
Ready? You know, and it kind of makes me think, you know how the beverage rum can get you feeling like a little bit intoxicated? You know, I think this sound here and just expressing that mantra rum and really allowing yourself to be immersed in it, you know, you can achieve a certain level of intoxication as well.
That is a good comparison, I agree.
So
a healthier one.
A healthier one, you know, nonetheless, you know, and like you might want to, you know, on Tuesdays do rum, and then on Wednesdays do rum. And then, you know.
Some balance.
Some balance, right. So we'll go from rum, okay, and then we're going to work up, you know, to the area of the heart and the lungs. And here it becomes maybe a little bit more difficult to get that experience of vibration. So it might take a little bit longer effort, but it's the yum sound. And I'll just open up, you know, this little fret here, and we'll see, you know, what happens with yum. Mm-hmm. And that's all you can really do is just do it. See if it's good for you, see if it works for you, see if it has meaning for you. Yeah. And then go to your local Shruti Box store over in India and get one. And this is yum. Ready?
Ready.
Yum. Yum. Just when you do it, it just gives you a nice feeling.
Yeah.
So we're working around the area of the cardiovascular system, the respiratory system, the heart and the lungs. And we're going to move up into the area of the throat. Now this one's pretty easy to get, and which is nice, that something that you can actually get is easy. And this one is hum, and it's in the area of the throat. And so you would, you really don't even need a Shruti Box or any like yoga lesson or anything like that to get a vibration in the throat, with the word hum.
Yeah.
But we get this as a plus. And now, as you notice, chromatically, we're going up higher, and we're kind of like, working our way up. Mm-hmm. So this would be hum. You have to be careful that none of the other ones are open to give it a little, off note. Ready? Hum. Hum. And it doesn't have to be real long. Maybe you can just do a hum for 2 seconds. Hum. Maybe one more. Hum. So if you did that, you can kind of get that, vibration in the throat area. And so that brings us back to Om. So we'd kind of open them all up here. Okay, make sure there's another little openings there. And here, maybe you'd want to do this one.
Oh.
Okay. So you just place your hand, one of the hands, on that, and use fingers over. Okay. And do an Om.
Oh, okay.
All right. And I'll just kind of like sit here in Kurma Mudra, which is one of my favorite ones. And I put my left hand down like that, or if you're a girl, you put your right hand down. And you bring the other hand up where your palm's facing forward. And you bring these 2 fingers in, the middle and the ring finger, and you bring them in like that, curve them in. They don't have to touch the palm of the hand, okay? And then what that's going to do is you're going to take those curved fingers and go down into the palm of the hand, okay? If you were going to do it on this side, these would go down, okay? So then what's left over is the thumb, which is going to touch the wrist area, the index finger, which is going to touch your thumb, the little finger, which is going to touch the index finger. Those curved fingers are still on the palm of your hand, okay? And then these fingers are going to kind of like wrap around like that. So that's the way a guy might do it, okay? A girl would be the right hand, palm facing up. The same thing here with the symbol of love, okay? Bringing those little fingers into the palm of your hand, and the thumb touches the wrist, the index finger touches the thumb. The curved fingers are touching the palm of the hand. The little fingers touching your index finger. The last 3 fingers are wrapping around. It's also called tortoise. Tortoise mudra. And you think of a tortoise of having this hard shell, so they crawl in and they feel secure. So the first time I did that, it just like really gave me this, you know, just like a sense of security. And I didn't sense, if you will, that it was a false sense of security. It was just, so I've developed this little thing to maybe overcome fears, and by replacing fear with love.
Good.
So it's kind of neat that way,
That
and
is a great
you can
one
get to
for
try it.
an alternative rather than just putting the palms on the knees or doing the typical index finger and thumb. So that's really interesting, a good alternative that has a little bit more behind it even. So.
And then we get to do the Shruti Box with it.
And now we get to
So you played a Shruti Box before?
This is my first time.
First time.
So I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing it right. So we'll see.
I'm sure you'll do fine. All right, so we're going to do some ohms together.
Ready.
Okay. You tell me when we're going to start. So get it going a little bit. There you go.
Ready.
Yeah? And I know this isn't scripted, so you wake me up.
Wake you up.
No, wake me up when to continue on. Because once you get into that, you know, when you get that little mudra going and you get the Shruti Box going and you get the Om going, it's kind of like the body says, I'm in.
Right.
You know, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
You know, so you could stay there in that meditative state for, you know, an extended period of time if you're fortunate enough, you know, to have that time.
Yeah.
But even just like I think that this is has so much power to it that just like a few seconds is enough to kind of like infuse the you know, our bodily mechanism, our mind mechanism, you know, with enough juice, if you will, to carry you through a day.
Yeah. That's awesome. And it wasn't hard at all to use. I was nervous, and there's really no way that you can't do it well. It
sounded pretty good.
Do is just move this part and
move it back and forth.
Noise, which is perfect because I'm not a musician, and so.
Well, now you know. Now you know the reason that I picked out this box.
Yes, it's wonderful. Really, this has been awesome. Thank you so much, Doug, for sharing that with us.
Oh, you're welcome.
And we can do this whenever we have some time and want to center and have a little bit of a meditation. So that was wonderful.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
I appreciate it. Namaste.
Namaste.
And thank you guys so much for joining us. And check out Doug's information. He has a website, which I'll put in the comments. And we will see you next time. Make sure to subscribe for more great videos. Peace.